Whoa. Whoa. I would call this an uncorking, but looks like it's more like an undusting. Welcome to another episode of Erik Wait Whiskey Studies, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing the Connemara Cask Strength Peated Single Malt Irish Whiskey. Now, normally I would do an uncorking off camera, taste it a bunch of times, taste it a bunch of different ways, and then do my final review. But I thought, what the heck, I'm going to be doing another review of this shortly, putting it up against a couple of different Ardbegs perhaps. And I would do my first tasting, actually as an uncorking, but it is really, really dusty. So, I didn't buy this online. I buy a lot of whiskeys online. I bought this at a local store. Okay, I moved up out of the Bay Area, up to the Sacramento area, and I've been up here for about 6 months, doing a lot of hunting in the area, visiting local little whiskey shops, and, you know, gotta keep an eye out looking for those rare treasures. This bottle was up on top of a shelf. Couldn't really see it really well, so I thought, whoa, is that a Connemara? You know, because I've been looking online, you know, at the different bottlings and so forth, and I was like, man, what the heck is that? What the heck is that? And it was like 13 feet off the floor, and they had, you know, your mainstream bottles down below, and I'm like, what is that? What is that? What that? So I took my camera out and my cell phone, use it like a pair of binoculars, you know, hit the camera mode, and then zoom in. Oh, that's what that is, you know, so then you could see it. Then when I saw something, I thought I'd be interested. I asked the salesperson to get on the ladder and go up there and then take it down. This puppy's been up there for a while because, as I just showed you, it's got some dust on it. And let's open her up. If I get this can open. Might need a can opener. There we go. Alrighty. Really, really looking forward to getting into this. Now, point being, this is not an easy bottle to find. Search around on the internet. The regular non-age statement, 40 ABV, Connemara, wide distribution. This one is a challenge. And obviously, this has been sitting in the shop for a while. I think because of the way they're placed on the shelves, people didn't know what it was, and they didn't know to ask about it. And so it sat up there for a long time. So really looking forward to getting into this. Let's open this properly, get a nice cut on it. Sometimes if you use a pull tab, you know, that's built onto it, they don't come off nice and neat. So I prefer to cut around the edge, kind of like the way I do a foil on a wine bottle. Oh, shit. Oh, speaking of wine bottles and corks, guess what just happened? The cork frickin' broke. Shit. Well, I got a tool just for that. I was not expecting it to be doing this. Fortunately, I have some backup corks so I can put it in there. So what do you do when a cork breaks? We'll turn this into part of the lesson for the video. You get yourself a cork puller. Now, there are different types of cork pullers. The one with little arms on them. You twist it in there and you pull the arms. I don't like those because the little arms tend to break. What is best is if you have an osso, which has two sort of prongs that go down the side, but you're going to want at least probably something like this, a Durant. A Durant that has an osso and then it has a corkscrew going down the middle. I am just going to use a classic sommelier's tool like this. This takes a gentle hand to get it out with all the pieces and without cork going into the bottle. So I just fished it out of there. Cork feels really, really, really soft. It's been in there for a while. So I got a little bit of a mess. We'll clean this up on the top a little bit, but I think I got success. What we really want to know is, did any cork go into the bottle? If it did, if any cork went into the bottle, I have a little screen, a strainer that I can use. Now, the first pour out of a bottle, if you pull out a broken cork, typically, the first glass is going to have the cork because it's going to float on out of there. And as you can see, I don't have any cork, so we have success. No cork in the bottle, and I'll clean up this mess later. Alrighty, but before I give you my evaluation of this whiskey, here are my notes. The Connemara Cask Strength Peated Single Malt Irish Whiskey, produced by Cooley Distillery. It is 100% malted barley, because that's the very definition of a single malt from one distillery. It is peated Scottish barley and unpeated Irish barley. It's aged in ex-bourbon casks. It's unchill filtered, natural color, bottled at 57.9% alcohol by volume, and if you can find it, about $75 per bottle. So this is turning into a completely different study and lesson than I anticipated. Wasn't expecting the freaking cork to break. But shit happens. Ooh. Wow. So, I don't ever judge a whiskey by a neck pour, tend not to give scores, or at least understand the score in context that it's a neck pour. The nose isn't real intense, but I'm not expecting from a neck pour. Should open up a little bit. What I'll do after recording this is I'll actually not finish the glass. I'll let it sit out for a while and experience it as it opens up. Well, I'm getting actually petrol, kerosene, creosote, more of the oily type notes, petrol type notes. A little bit of organic material. The nose does not come across like the non-age statement. Now, I've had people make different comments about my review of the non-age statement Connemara. I think there is some bottle variation. If you haven't tried Connemara recently or recent bottling, you tasted it 2, 3, 5 years ago, I think there is some variation in bottles. And so what I had first tried from a mini Connemara several years ago was very, 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 very different than what I had from the non-age statement. So I think it's not just a matter of a mini, is that there can be perhaps some bottle variation going on in Connemara. And what other people were saying in terms of what they were getting versus what I was getting and the scores I was given for the non-age statement, I think mine is still justified. I think I just have a really, really good bottle of the Connemara. Now this has been sitting around for a while. It's been sitting on a shelf. Cork obviously had some deterioration. Fruit notes. I'm getting some pineapple, some pear, some lime. A little bit of chocolate in there. Believe it or not, even from an uncorking, the non-age statement, 40 ABV, had a bigger nose and more smoke and peat, at least at this point, than this one does. And comparing from memory, uncorking versus uncorking, that actually had a bigger nose than this one does. What's really interesting is it's more of a kerosene, creosote, oily character than the vegetable smoky Isla type peat. It's really, really different. There's a little bit of salty sea breeze there. All right, on the palate. Holy cow. Whoa! Now, of course, the first sip you take is a little shock to the palate, particularly when it's 57.9% alcohol by volume. Let's take another sip and then I'll comment. Wow. Holy cow. I've never had a peated whiskey like this. What I got on the nose, I'm definitely getting on the palate. It's more of a kerosene, gasoline, petrol, creosote character, rather than, you might think of it like, say, like Ardbegs and other Isla peated. You get more campfire, smoky barbecue. This is much more like like sniffing an old V8 engine, right? Open up the hood and take a big whiff. It's something a little bit more like that. Wow. Particularly on the back of the throat. It is a punch in the mouth. Definitely has a bite there, a sting there. It kind of, I feel like, you ever see those guys who, the flame spitters, they put something in their mouth, there's some sort of fuel in their mouth, and they hold the torch and they spit, and the flame shoots out. I feel like I'm one of those guys, and what I need is just to, have some fire, so I can go and spit, and then fire would shoot out of my mouth on it. That is what this is like, and I know, even I think some peated whiskey fans are gonna go, whoa, this is not for me. And if this is definitely your first exposure to peat, you'd be like, no, 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 no. I do get some vanilla, caramels, chocolate, grilled pears, grilled peaches, some tropical note, pineapple. But man, the smoky peat character of this, as I've already said several times, is very much a more kerosene creosote type nature, which is really, really different. My first impression of this is I'm a little concerned. I'm not going to give it a score. This is a preview to my upcoming videos because I'm going to spend some more time with this. I'm going to let it open up. I'm going to have some more, get it past the shoulders. I'm going to try it on ice. I'm going to try it with a little bit of water and see how it develops and changes. So then when I put this up against an Ardbeg, maybe the Corvrecken, maybe the Ugadal, some of the higher strength Ardbegs, then I'll give you more commentary. So you're going to want to watch that video. And now I need to find another cork to put in there, right? Right? I don't know if, that's what happened to it. Anyway, all right, if you like watching my videos, and you haven't yet subscribe and ring the bell to be notified when I go live. And if you don't have a cork puller, you're going to have one, because eventually, just a matter of time, eventually a cork will break on you, and you're going to want to know what to do, all right? I'll give you a little commentary on that real quick. Normally, in a wine cork, where the cork is solid, you give it a little bit of thrust and squeeze it in there. I was very, 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 very gentle, and I was letting the screw make its way very gently, and just let it sort of get it down about this far, let it get a little bit of a grip, and then kind of very gingerly start to pull it out, keeping an eye on it, making sure all the little parts are sticking together, and then pull it out. Other than that, what I should have is a Durand or an Osso, a whole nother tool for pulling these out. But in the meantime, all right, as I said before, if you are one of my patrons, I want to thank you very much for being part of my little group. And I look forward to spend some more time on this and going up against Ardbeg, and we'll see how we do then. All right, until next time, cheers.